Now Khelif has filed a lawsuit to French authorities alleging acts of aggravated cyber harassment. And oh, so she's filed the lawsuit to French authorities, and I'm assuming like France has like the same speech laws as the UK because Europe is like a totally dystopian. Anyway, this feels like something that's kind of been a long time coming for J.K. Rowling, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like she low-key deserves this. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, you spend a lot of time using your millions to bully around like normal people on Twitter who are just talking shit about you. Now someone who has presumably as much of a bottomless pit of wealth as you do is, taking you to task for what you've been saying about them. I mean, karma's a bitch! Karma is indeed a bitch. I don't think cyberbullying laws should actually be a thing, and while it is definitely satisfying to see like someone like Rowling, be BTFO'd for stuff that she does to other people, like Rowling. So yeah, so you guys might have heard about this. I'm sure you guys are familiar with all the drama surrounding this boxer that a lot of people were accusing of being trans. There's been no proof of anything of the sort. She's decided to basically sue a lot of people that were involved in propagating that narrative. And one of those people happens to, of course, unsurprisingly, be Mrs. Harry Potter writer herself, J.K. Rowling, and of course Elon Musk. To be honest, I don't even remember hearing Elon Musk like make comments about this. There's no like, is the basis of Iman's claim when it comes to Elon Musk specifically just the fact that all this stuff was being propagated on his platform? Because that kind of seems like bullshit if that's the case. Unless Elon Musk did make claims about this, in which case, whatever. That it makes sense, I guess, to sue him. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, this article seems to be making a rather outrageous claim because, as far as I understand, at most Rowling would have to pay a fine, but this one is making a claim that Rowling and Elon Musk could even go to jail, which is like, holy shit! Um, all right, let's see what this says then. Um, okay. Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling could face 5-year prison terms and fines of up to £214,000 if Paris 2024 Olympics boxer Imane Khelif wins her case against them after she included the pair in a criminal cyberbullying lawsuit. Holy moly. I mean, I feel like this case is open and shut, no? They're accusing this person of being trans. They're not trans. So, unless they pull like some, oh, you're a public figure, so people are allowed to like transvestigate you type bullshit, I don't really see how Elon and Rowling come out of this case completely unscathed. I will say there is something interesting about seeing this happen to Rowling. I feel like Rowling kind of deserves this, to be honest, because Rowling is someone who like there's a lot of people she's forced retractions out of, or like on Twitter, like forced the people to apologize and retract things that she said because she basically threatens like legal action against them because obviously J.K. Rowling is British and defamation laws are a lot stricter here in the UK than they are in the United States. Color me surprised. The country with stricter speech laws also happens to have stricter laws on what you can say about public figures. And J.K. Rowling is someone who very much likes to abuse those laws, as she's threatened to sue people who talk shit about her multiple times. And obviously, a lot of those people are just like normal people who can't really fight her in court. So, of course, in the end, they end up, retracting their statements. Um, so this feels like something that's kind of been a long time coming for J.K. Rowling, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like she low key deserves this. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, you spend a lot of time using your millions to bully around like normal people on Twitter who are just talking shit about you. Now, someone who has presumably as much of a bottomless pit of wealth as you do is, taking you to task for what you've been saying about them. I mean, karma's a bitch. Karma is indeed a bitch. Anyways, let's finish reading the article. Uh, Tech billionaire Musk and Harry Potter author Rowling were among the high-profile figures leading the outcry about Khelif taking part in the Summer Games at which the Algerian fighter won gold. Now Khelif has filed a lawsuit to French authorities alleging acts of aggravated cyber harassment. And oh, so she's filed the lawsuit to French authorities, and I'm assuming like France has like the same speech laws as the UK because Europe is like a totally dystopian. Anyway, um, and the potential penalties at stake have now been revealed, as well as the prospect of yet more famous names being targeted. I wonder if Logan Paul is going to be included in this because Logan Paul was also one of the people who was talking a lot of shit um, about Imane Khelif as well. But then Logan Paul did sort of tweet out like a half-hearted retraction after people informed him about the true nature of this person's identity. Um, at the time, she failed unspecified gender eligibility tests administered by the now banned International Boxing Association, with the International Olympic Committee instead taking charge of the boxing events at Paris 2024. Okay. Oh, is that it? Oh, her participation against women boxers at the Games led to protests from many, including Musk and Rowling, as well as some of her defeated competitors, but also support from others who backed her right to fight. Nabil Baudi, the gold medalist Paris-based attorney, has now told Variety Musk and Rowling were both named in the criminal complaint posted to the Anti-Online Hatred Center of the Public Prosecutor's Office last week. Possible repercussions for cyberbullying offenses in France are prison sentences, which is kind of wild. I don't know if I agree with that, ranging from 2 to 5 years, and fines between 26,000 and 39,000 pounds. Holy shit. Now, guys, I'm going to be completely honest here, okay? I don't think cyberbullying laws should actually be a thing, and while it is definitely satisfying to see like someone like Rowling, be BTFO'd for stuff that she does to other people, like obviously cyberbullying laws shouldn't be a thing. I think it's crazy that you can go to jail for something that you tweeted. Like even if it's not like an outright incitement of violence, like holy fuck. And a lot of that has been happening in England lately too, as I'm sure some of you know. People who've been listen, and obviously I don't condone people like being racist. I feel like that should be pretty obvious, but like I just find it kind of embarrassing that Keir Starmer's like bragging, like, "Oh yeah, look at all these people who've been tweeting insane shit that we've been arresting," and I'm like, "Bro, I don't care about people tweeting stuff. Can you like go and deal with like the actual rioters?" And to be fair to him, they have been sending police to deal with the actual rioters, but like stop talking about arresting people posting tweets like you've done something, okay? It's embarrassing. And you know what's really funny? Cause I know I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here, but I just find it so funny that like people try to make this like a party issue. Because I remember people were posting that some guy here in the UK, I think his name is like Wayne something, has been sentenced to jail for 3 years for tweeting stuff. And like a lot of people are like, oh, look at like the authoritarian state that England has become as a result of Labour taking over. And I'm like, you guys do realize that like the Tories have been running this country for like a decade, over a decade, and some of these laws were actually enforced by the Tory party too. The sooner you realize that neither of these parties really care about like England having free speech, the better. And it's really embarrassing too that like when Rishi Sunak was prime minister, he would talk about free speech sometimes, but some of the laws that he wanted to put in place regarding speech in this country were some of the most draconian laws I've ever heard of in my entire life. What do you mean someone who's openly critical of Britain on the internet would be legally recognized as a terrorist by the British government? Are you fucking insane? Like, you're basically trying to make it so that it's borderline illegal to actually be able to criticize the state of England. Like that's bullshit. But like, yeah, that's laws regarding like speech. I've just no, stop. Every country in the world should approach to speech, especially on the internet, should be American style. And like listen, I say a lot of shit about the Americans. I love to constantly make fun of the Yankees, okay? But if there's one thing the Yankees have right, it's their attitude toward free speech, okay? And I know, guys, I understand. I completely understand. Yes, yes, it is satisfying to see transphobes and racists get arrested for saying um out of pocket shit like this. But just know that laws themselves are not partisan, okay? Which means that laws like this can absolutely be used even on progressives or like in cases that you think it's totally not justified, okay? So just, that's why I generally like, yeah, it's a little bit satisfying to see this happen, but as a general rule, as a general principle, I still think it's a bad thing. Okay, just so we're all very clear on that. Um, it's insane. Okay, the fact that how like a lot of like content creators say KYS in a video game because they don't want to get like banned from the platform they're on. I don't say in a video game because I don't want to get banned from YouTube. I have to say in a video game because I don't want to get arrested and sent to prison. Okay? That's why I say in a video game. Okay? But yeah. So um now where was I? Um Possible repercussions for cyberbullying. Yeah, I already read that. If prosecuted as online hate speech, perpetrators could even be fined £64,000 to £214,000. Oof. Mr. Bowdy said Khalif filed the lawsuit as part of her fight for justice, dignity, and honor. It was issued against Musk's social media network X, formerly named Twitter, which means it was filed against unknown persons. So it wasn't filed against Elon specifically, but rather Twitter itself. So my assumption that a lot of this was being propagated on Twitter is the thing. Can you even like win? I have a feeling she might have a case against Rowling. I don't know if she'll be able to win against Twitter because unless unless Twitter is recognized as a publisher, but I don't think it is. The lawyer explained that it ensures that the prosecution has all the latitude to be able to investigate against all people, including those who shared hateful messages under pseudonyms. Oh, oh boy. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk are named in the lawsuit, among others. All right, we already said that. What we're asking is that the prosecution investigates not only these people, but whoever it feels necessary. If the case goes to court, they will stand trial. He added that while this particular lawsuit was filed in France, it could target personalities overseas. Trump tweeted, "So whether or not he is named in our lawsuit, he will inevitably be looked into as a part of the prosecution," he added. Oh, so even Trump might get fucked in all this. All right, that's interesting. French prosecutors have now opened an investigation into Khalif's online harassment complaint. The Paris prosecutor's office said today, without naming specific subjects. Its Office for the Fight Against Crimes Against Humanity and Hate Crime is probing charges of cyber harassment based on gender, public insults based on gender, public incitement to discrimination, and public insults on the basis of origin. The news comes just days after Khalif took home the gold medal in the women's 66 kg boxing competition. She emerged victorious after enduring a widespread campaign in which she faced a barrage of questions over her gender. In one post on X, Rowling shared a photo, Jesus Christ, a photo of Khalif's fight with Italy's Angela Carini, accusing the Algerian of being a man who was enjoying the distress of a woman he's just punched in the head. Bruh. Okay. Yeah. And then there's Trump's, yeah. So, okay. I mean, we'll see how this goes. Very interesting thing to observe. Um, Again, very conflicted feelings because a part of me would very much like to see J.K. Rowling get a taste of her own medicine, but at the same time, the principle of the fucking thing, it's like, eh, you know, free speech, it's like, but I mean, I don't know. Will we ever even have such things in these countries? Probably not, right? Uh, I mean, again, I said this on stream the other day, but you guys couldn't hear me because my mic was fucking muted. I feel like a lot of the time, the reason why whenever a new government gets elected, they never really do anything about these laws is because they don't want to appear to be the government that's basically saying, we're making cyberbullying legal. Like, because that's basically what getting rid of those laws would be tantamount to doing in the eyes of a lot of people. So, and it is an optics L. It is a major optics L. It's like, oh, you're making it legal for people to be like transphobic and racist or whatever on the internet. And it's like, dog, you have to understand, this shit is so insane that people are like getting arrested for tweeting Snoop Dogg lyrics, okay? These laws should not exist. But, I mean, shit. It's as they say, for as long as they do, you might as well make the most out of them, right? It's kind of like what socialists say about living in a capitalist society. Since you live under a capitalist system, you may as well maximize your happiness under which the system you currently live, because why the fuck would you like fuck yourself over principally in accordance with the society that you don't actually live in at the moment? I don't know. I don't know if I really believe in that, but I don't know. That's just me trying to cope with the, again, admitted satisfaction I find from, I feel myself getting from J.K. Rowling facing these consequences. So, I mean, listen, if Imane or Iman does win this lawsuit, I'm sure Rowling will think twice before opening her mouth ever again. That's for damn sure.